The 2022 Valencia Marathon turned out to be one of the best marathon events of the year. The men's elite field was stacked with great talent that were gunning for the course record that belonged to Evan Chebet in a time of 2 hours and 3 minutes flat. In the women's elite field, all eyes were on Chebet Giddy as she would make her marathon debut in an attempt to break the world record. Both races turned out to be very exciting races to watch down the stretch, so make sure to watch the full video to get all the details and highlights of this year's Valencia Marathon. Chebet Giddy is one of the greatest long-distance runners of all time. In the last few years, we have seen her take on challenges that not many women have the courage to do. From the track to the roads, Giddy has put her name down in the record books. From the 5,000-meter event on the track all the way up to the half marathon on the road, she has been able to run faster than any other woman in history. The men's and women's marathon race start together. While the men keep a pace just around the 2:03 course record set by Evan Chebet, Chebet Giddy takes a more conservative pace. Rather than going out at a pace faster than the world record and then maybe blowing up later in the race, she would go out through the first 5K in 16:08. Unlike Ruth Chepnegedich, who was about 50 seconds faster than Giddy, splitting the fastest opening 5K split in women's marathon history. Giddy's plan was to go out easier through the first part of the race to then pick up pace gradually. Her first world record was the 15-kilometer race back in 2019, where she would run 44 minutes and 20 seconds. Less than a year later, she would attempt her first track world record by taking on the 5,000-meter event in Valencia. Her finishing time of 14:06 was almost 5 seconds faster than the previous world record. Giddy is surrounded with multiple male runners who are running a similar pace and 3 pacers. She would be joined by just one female runner, Beriso, who would stick with her for a big portion of the race. Through the second 5 kilometers, the pace would be dropped by 15 seconds and split the 10K in 32 minutes and 3 seconds. She would return to the track, but this time attempting to break the world record of the 10,000-meter event. Giddy would break Safan Hassan's world record that was set just 2 days before of 29:06 and dropping that record down to 29 minutes and 1 second. With the pacers keeping the pace pretty even, they would only slow down by 5 seconds in the third 5 kilometers. Giddy continued to look calm and collective as she would cross the 15K in 48 minutes and 3 seconds. At the end of 2021, she would take on the Valencia Half Marathon and just shock the world with the fastest performance in women's history. Not only would she run under 1 hour and 4 minutes, but finish with an incredible time of 1 hour, 2 minutes and 52 seconds. The only woman ever to go under the 1 hour and 3 minute mark. This would be world record number 2 in Valencia. Giddy has run one 15K race and that would be a world record. She has only run one half marathon and that was well under the world record. Why not attempt the world record in the marathon distance and see if she has what it takes to be the first woman to go under 2 hours and 14 minutes? She returned to Valencia at the end of 2022 to make her marathon debut in a place where she has been able to run 2 world records in the past. No woman has held the 5,000 meter, 10,000 meter, 15K, half marathon and marathon world records under the name at the same time. Chebet Giddy puts herself in a category of her own because no man or woman has been able to accomplish what she has been able to do in just 3 years. Kip Tum would be one of 3 guys that would surge ahead in the men's elite field after the pacers dropped out. A group of about 15 to 20 men would be stringed out to just 3 in a matter of minutes, and Tola, the world marathon champion, was leading the surge. Kip Tum decided it was his time to push the pace a bit faster and leave his fellow competitors behind. The men's race was under the course record throughout most of the race, and it was clear once the surge happened that the course record was out the window. Kip Tum continued to increase the pace in the final stages of the marathon, and it was clear that he was en route to run the 3rd fastest time in history. Rounding the corner and heading into the home stretch, the clock ticked away past the previous world record of Kipchoge and the 2nd fastest time of Kenenisa Bekele. However, Kelvin Kip Tum would finish in a time of 2 hours, 1 minute and 53 seconds. The course record of 2 hours and 3 minutes flat by Evan Chebet was smashed by over a minute, and Kip Tum puts his name in the history books. Berisso surges ahead just before the 2-hour mark. Not only does she decide to go by herself, but she starts to gap Giddy. Her pace just under the world record in the final kilometers. However, the pace would slow down a bit, and that would cost her the chance of getting the world record. Giddy could not be seen in the frame, as she clearly was not able to stay with Berisso. The only woman in the elite field that was the absolute favorite to win and possibly run a new world record was Giddy. And you have to give Berisso props for being able to stick with the pace from the beginning to then make her move around the 2-hour mark and just run away with the race. Berisso was slowing down in pace as she kept looking over her shoulder to see if Giddy was coming, and going into the home stretch, it was clear the world record was gone. However, she would become the 3rd woman to ever run under 2 hours and 15 minutes in the marathon. Let us set back Giddy with a grin on her face as she came into the home stretch with a very impressive debut as she runs under 2 hours and 17 minutes, breaking the previous record that was just set in October at the Amsterdam Marathon. 2 hours, 14 minutes and 58 seconds was the official time for Berisso, and 2 hours, 16 minutes and 49 seconds for Giddy. Thanks for watching the highlights of the 2022 Valencia Marathon. Leave your thoughts in the comment section and like this video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to get more running content like this one. I'll see you in the next one.